ऐसे ही कटेगी। और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, all, and a very warm welcome to the special edition of the webinar that we organize. So this special edition is hosted by Franchise India, the management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Maurya, the group chairman, and Ms. Sonya Chowdhry, MD, Franchise India. Franchise India. A lot of people have been looking about the business. There are a lot of people in market who are talking about which business to start with. But probably we fall in the category of sometimes going, what business do you want to go? And we fall in the category of triple F. I want to do a business, one of my friend is doing it. I want to do a business, one of my family member is doing it, and we are very successful. And probably we land up becoming the third F, which is fool, because every business is not for everyone. Franchising. Franchising is a terminology when we talk about picking up the right business, and probably we look for ease of business, and that's what people really look for franchising. Franchising has been a pioneer, has been a very successful and a very powerful tool since long ages, where people have picked up the pedigree of a brand and probably established and used that business formula to expand their business. Franchising is something that people would like to take as ease of business, because everything is coming from the brand itself, because they have established the brand, the marketing support, the vendor support, the market analysis is all done. And this is how the franchise business can be taken forward. Franchise India has been there since past 1999. So almost we are going to celebrate a silver jubilee, 25 years very soon. And Franchise India has been a pioneer in franchising business, where we have helped a lot of people to pick up the right business opportunity. There are a lot of businesses which are really picking up a lot of evolutions in the market. The new trends are picking up, but again, what is the right business for me becomes the question. Because picking up the right business is a complete process, and Franchise India helps you identify and denominate the product or the process that can help you pick up the right business for yourself. Because business wahi jo de ROI sahi. So friends, once again, a very warm welcome to this special edition of Business Opportunity Over Chai, and probably we call it Investor Advantage Program. Investor Advantage Program is only and designed for people like you who would like to pick up the right business. The theory says almost more than 35% of the people in market who start their business are the first timers. They're probably into jobs, but again, everybody in India is inspired to be an entrepreneur. Which business to pick? Do I start my own business? Do I start my own brand? Or because I want easy success, my financial stability and financial control, I want to pick up a franchise business. This is where Franchise India takes the lead. So friends, please use the Q&A section, which is just down. And also you can post any questions of yours. Let's make it very interactive. And I will be more than happy to assist you and answer any of your questions that you're looking for to start a business. Also, very warm welcome to people who are watching us live on YouTube and Facebook. So now let's start with a formal presentation that I have something for you to ensure that we stay in a very structured format. So Franchise India has been since past 1999, and we are announced to be proud to be the world's largest franchisee advisory network in the world. With presence over 90 cities, we have ensured that we are present everywhere people want to start their business. So not franchising a business is just retained to tier 1 or tier 2 cities. We see the revolution coming up when especially the new government is talking about, making the entire India Atmanirbhar. So we are present everywhere in 90 cities with 200 plus channel partners spread across who are coming as an industry specialist and do your own business specialist. Onboarded, we have more than 5,000 brands with us from every and any industry you're looking for. So either we talk about the most talked about, rather I would say the F&B industry, probably we talk about the retail industry, the education industry, which has taken a next stage, which is EdTech. We talk about hospitals, we talk about grocery shops, we talk about retail, clothes, everything is right there for us. Till now, we are very proud to announce that we have helped more than 1 lakh people so far in a pedigree to pick up the right business for ourselves. So now coming to the part, picking up a business. Picking up a business has to do a deep penetration on a deep dive. There has to be an assessment which has to be done before I pick up the right business for myself. And Franchise India has an evaluation, has a theory that how we help you. So we do this assessment basis on major 5 assessment tools. Major 5 assessment tools we use. So before we suggest your brand, we do a complete assessment based on self-assessment, industry assessment, market assessment, peer assessment, and then brand assessment. So these are 5 assessment tools on which anybody who's starting the business should be evaluating him or herself and the brand, that is this the right business for me? Because it's also a fact that anybody who starts a business, probably they only have maximum 2 or 3 times they can start a business. But again, everybody looks for financial security, and that's the reason you're coming for franchisee. So again, these assessment tools are going to help you pick up the right business for yourself. Now, these assessments, 5 assessment tools are now denominated into 25 points. And all these major categories are into 25 points. So our do your own business specialist will be sitting with you, helping you evaluating and doing this assessment point by point. End of the assessment, if your score is more than 20, after doing this assessment, agar aapka score 20 se zyada hota hai, then we absolutely suggest you the right business for you. Why? Because this will really hedge the risk. Risk aapka minimize kar deta hai. However, if the score is less than 15, we do not suggest you to pick up this business or the brand, because eventually the risk would be higher. In that case, we don't tell you that you should not do a business, but rather we have to re-engineer something. Either I re-engineer my brand, कोई नया brand आपको showcase करना होगा हमें, कोई नई industry हमें showcase करनी होगी. Maybe I change the location, maybe I change the brand, maybe the investment size, but something has to be re-engineered, because if your score goes less than 15, not at all advisable to pick up that business, because we don't want you to get attracted towards low-hanging fruits. Low-hanging fruits, you see a lot of outlets happening here and here and here and here and here. I would, of course, would not name them, बट अगेन जितनी तेजी से बिजनेस खुलते हैं उतनी स्पीड से बिजनेस बंद होने भी शुरू हो जाते हैं. So we don't want that. We want to help you. We want to help you take an informed decision with a calculative risk. So friends, I really request you, let's make it interactive. And I see somebody saying slides not changing. Let me start sharing it again, if that's so. And if you allow me a minute, I'll do that right away. And I'm sure it'll be done now. And friends, in the meantime, please use the Q&A section to use any questions, and I'll be more than happy to take over any questions that you have for me. So again, we'll talk about the assessment tool that we have for you, and let's take a deep dive on the assessment that we really want to help you pick up the right business, and I'm sure you will be able to see the screen now. Great. So let's talk about the tools. The first assessment tool. The first assessment that we do with you is one-on-one with you, where we do a self-assessment. The first question comes is entrepreneur mindset. We spend some time with you to understand what do you understand by the word entrepreneur mindset. You can use again the Q&A section to post any questions, and I'll be more than happy to pick up any one of them. Okay, I see a lot of responses coming up. I see be your own boss. Very good. And Mr. Surjit is typing, I will work as per my time. Very good. Very good. Okay, big money. He's already dreaming. Very nice. That's not bad. Absolutely. That's what we want to start a business for. Well, of course, I'm getting a lot of good responses, hearing positives. Oh, I see Mr. Suresh. I don't see a location, but yes, you're typing that risk. Very true, right? Very rightly said. I'll pick that. Entrepreneur mindset would not only talk about big money, be your own boss. I will be the boss. I will take all the decision-making capabilities, but also risk hedging. Any business that we start, you have to understand that now it will not be a 9 to 6 or a 6:30 job anymore. The salaries would not get credit where you look for SMS happening every month end or month beginning. It will be a business. A business would always be like an ECG where it will be ups and downs. But again, this is what you have to be ready for, taking the risk. Entrepreneur mindset. So first thing first, very foremost important is you need to understand that, yes, you're going to start a business. Second is the financial goal. There are a lot of business in market who are long-term, short-term. Are you looking for that long-term or short-term? What is your money going to involve? So the money, so that's the next question comes up, because we have to evaluate how much money, what is your investment appetite that you're going to put up? So how much money are you going to involve? What is your appetite? What is your investment size? A lot of people, when I say we get answers that you tell me how much money would be involved to take a franchisee, a good franchisee. Well, the expectations are always the best. We want to make a least investment and get the highest returns. The truth is not that. Bigger the returns, bigger the risk. Bigger the returns, bigger the money has to involve. So it doesn't mean that you always have to invest in a big amount. So Franchise India can offer you business starting probably from 5 to 6 lakhs, going up to even to 10 to 20 crores. So what is your investment appetite? What are your financial goals that you're looking for? That's what we talk about. The third point is capital, asset liabilities. Now, the investment you're going to make, is it your own money, or is it you're going to take a loan? And if you're going to take an investment, what percentile would be distributed against loan or your own money? Do you have your own place? Because if you have your own place, your location, I see a lot of people saying that, yes, I have a location, who are typing us on the chat box. I have location. So yes, sir, if you have a location, we need to ensure that and get you a business that will work good for that location, because the dimensions would change. If you have a location, then we help you pick up the business that will work for that location, looking at some other factors. If you don't have a location, then probably if you choose a business first and then identify a place which will run that business very well. So location becomes very important. Time involvement. Well, we all know the definitions of ROI. ROI had old definition, conventional definitions of return on investment. But now the new definition of ROI has really taken a leap. And now we're going to talk about the new definition of ROI has become return on involvement. A lot of people who come to us say that I'm going to do a job and probably start a business. If that business goes well, then I'll probably do a full time. It doesn't work that way most of the times. Because if you do a part-time, the part-time remains part-time. It may not get you the right business, and that's a fact. So again, we are not asking you that you should leave a job or something, but again, there are different models for that. So for example, we have a model called FOCO, franchisee-owned company operated, or probably an inventory-based item. So probably the tech-based item that can help you leverage, you do both your current, what you're doing right now. If you're already doing a business, you are trying to diversify a business, not able to give time, this is where we evaluate. We need to ask you, how much time do you want to give this business? If you say, I'm not going to give a lot of time, so probably we suggest you a business which is inventory-based business. Inventory-based business would be more of a product franchise we would like to offer you, which is completely inventory-based, tech-enabled. That's what the business is for you. Maybe something like FOCO, franchisee-owned company operated, where all the operations, the operation cost, the rentals, the salaries are all taken care of over by the brand itself. They run the operations. And what you get is money back on the money that you've involved or the time. So again, investment, when you take about, has two aspects. If you involve time, you get returns for that. If you involve money, you get returns for that. If you invest both, you get returns for that. So time involvement is going to play a very important role. Your fallback plan, it's a business. And I'm sure we have to accept that any business that we start may require a reinvestment at certain stage. So what is a fallback plan? The initial amount that you gave me probably for 15 lakhs, is that the only money that we have, or do we have some reserve money for a fallback plan? Because I need to keep operational expenses at least for next 3 or 6 months. So would you be able to get some more money if the business requires, or is it has to be there? So if you tell me it's the same money, then we suggest your business, don't start with 15. Let's start probably with 12. Let's keep 3 or 4 lakhs as a buffer to support my operational expenses. So what's your fallback plan? We need to identify that. So these are basically the self-assessment tools that we really go through. So friends, keep writing to us, and we will be more than happy to answer any questions. I'll also post our hotline numbers during the end of the session, and you can always call back us. In fact, people watching us on YouTube, Facebook, the hotline numbers are continuously being flashed on your, even the email address, which is feedback@franchiseindia.in. I repeat, feedback@franchiseindia.in. We can be reached directly and help you pick up the right business for yourself. Now, talking about the industry assessment, there are a lot of industries which are really booming up. So what is the right industry? This is where Franchise India, the experience of 25 years, really talks about and really counts to help you make the decision. What industry is going to, or probably I would say, what are the industry trends? So just yesterday, the budgets were announced, and probably there were a lot of promotions which are absolutely given to the gold and silver and the ornaments. So which industry is going to go well in next future? Electric vehicle, we see that the lithium batteries are getting rebate on the imports. That means the industry of EV, electric vehicle, is going to expand for the next future. And we all know that there is no country, I would not only count about India, but there is no country who is not promoting electric vehicles for N number of reasons. The topmost is, of course, environmental. And of course, the second reason follows is the cost. The fuel, the fossil fuels, the conventional fuels have really gone down. So opportunity size. What is the opportunity size of that industry? Either it is health, retail, some smart innovative ideas which we have really startups. So we first of all evaluate you. The first part is, what is the industry size? Second, what we evaluate is, what is the total addressable market for this industry and how many players are already there in this market? The second we talk about under industry assessment is growth prospect. Is this business a future fit or not? We just took an example of electric vehicles. Is this a future fit business? Absolutely yes. Education we talk about. There have been a lot of schools running around, but what is the new pedigree of schools which are coming up? Singapore has always been known about their schools. The only thing when you talk about Singapore, they say that it's a fine city. And fine would again have two meanings. Fine, one would mean that what we pay fine when we jump a red light, and the fine would mean like, wow, that's really fine. So Singapore is considered to be a fine city, and when we ask them, what they have is only education. We all know that Singapore education is on the top. So we have brands onboarded now from the play school category itself, that soon your kids are going to go to the kindergarten and the primary schools or the preschools. The education would be a big influence, because that's the time when the kid's brain is developing and has the most absorption capabilities. So is this business a future frame? Demand and supply. What is the demand of this brand? What is the demand of this industry? It is going to grow up or not? We see EVs, again, I'll stick to EV for putting this example. EV is just going everywhere. But again, it's a business term that maybe old conventional business who have been doing really, selling products may not understand this, but it's a demand gap. There are a lot of electric vehicles coming in market, but everybody's taking a back step. I want to buy an EV, but not right now. Let the infrastructure get it resolved. So yes, it's a demand and a supply gap. Even we talk about a lot in F&B industries. F&B industries, we see that everybody is all around. All different cuisines are all around. The time has come for the fusion food. But yes, people are getting healthier. The desserts parlors opening anywhere. Gone are the conventional times when we were just looking for ice creams. It is not ice creams anymore. They're known as frozen desserts. And probably ice cream is something which will absolutely have no added flavor, natural fruits. India being a capital of diabetes, of course, people are not liking any added flavors or concentrates in any of the products. So what is the demand? How is the supply management working right now? Is there a demand for it? So yes, that's what we analyze. Innovation. Innovation, of course, again, yesterday, picking up the same part, there's a big amount, almost crores of rupees in lakhs, which has been announced, especially for the startups, because people are looking for innovation. Every industry, again, would have a diverse effect. So probably we are all pushing towards ourselves toward EV batteries. But again, a time and an era would come that what would happen to the disposable of batteries, how the batteries would be disposed. That would again start a new business altogether, because that's where the innovation, the recycle business really picks up. So friends, we have more than 10,000 brands that we can really suggest you from various industries, from different sectors that we can really talk about. So please write your questions on the Q&A box, and during the course of action, we'll be more than happy to pick that up. Now comes the market assessment. I was just talking to one of the investors, and he was very keen to open a particular F&B outlet in certain market. And he was very, strict on that Saras, I only want this. My next question was, why? His answer was, because I don't see any, probably an X, food item being served in this market. I said, like, wow. So do you think, don't take me wrong, but do you think I'm the only smartest person on this floor? That means why nobody has opened that outlet? Because you just see that it's not there, I should open it? No, that doesn't work. Before we pick up the business, I need to do the demographics and the market segmentation. What are the demographics of that place? What is the life cycle of that place? What is the momentum of the people? Are they students staying? Are they HNI staying? Are they middle segment staying? Are they going for jobs? What is the demographics of that place talking about? What is the spending capacity of that people? And what does the market assessment talks about? We need to do a deep dive penetration. And this is correctly related to the location that we're doing the market assessment. The need gap. Whenever we're talking to any business owner and we ask them how your business running, it's doing not too good the way it was. That means there is a big competition. Competition is everywhere, but still we are ready to invest in new business. So new business has to be the right step to take about. So is there a need for a play school, for a new play school to enter the market? Is there a need for pathology labs to enter the market? Is there a need of a pharmacy because everywhere around you see pharmacists? Is there a need for any chai wala? Because chai wala is probably available in every 100 meters, you'll find a chai wala. Still a very big market, but still you see a lot of brands really picked up very well because that was the need. The need was getting a hygienic chai for everyone. And of course, in a good condition. So need gap analysis is what we do. The third is target group and consumer behavior. Extremely important because that's going to help me calculate my economics when I talk about running a business, because I see that I have a lot of residentials, but people, the consumer behavior is not that good. Probably I would rather say they don't have a behavior to shop in the local shop. They probably go out 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers out for their shopping. What is the consumer behavior? So target group consumer behavior is one aspect. We really play a lot of emphasis before we really suggest you pick up the right business. So this evaluation is done by keeping one industry or one hand on the table and now doing evaluation for that brand or that product. That's how it is. Regulations. We have seen a lot of customers, a lot of investors who have really come to us probably after taking a decision. I want to open probably an F&B outlet with a bar and lounge, maybe a discotheque. The regulations did not allow him because for running any business, there'll be a lot of norms and regulation and licenses are required. So what are the licenses required to run that business? Does that place, location, city, or maybe country allow you to run that kind of a business in this country or in this market or not? We need to do the evaluation ourselves. There have been a lot of people who have come to us after opening something big and eventually then falling back, oh, I did not get a license. Because every business, starting from school industry to ed tech, or even if you wanted to open any retail business, you need to have a lot of licenses which are required. So we help you, of course, getting that information to you that what kind of regulations are required for that. Location, real estate, and rental. This is also a very important part because now I'm helping you to pick up the business, but again, I have to now manage the operational expenses also. Everybody wants to be at the best place. To the best place would of course come with a higher rental, but we need to evaluate and balance out in a particular ratio that my rentals has to be, of course, in a ratio of my earning capacity. Her business की earning capacity होती है. So of course, we help you pick up the right location with the brand owner itself, the real estate, the rentals. What should be the rentals should be looking like? Because you will, of course, when you go to market, everything is very expensive. But again, if it's expensive, is it worth to be in that place or not? Rentals, location is we talk about. A lot of malls coming up, and buying a big place or taking a rent at a big place in a mall, probably for 1,000 square feet area or 200,000 square feet area would be really expensive. Why not we come to a kiosk model where my rentals can really go down drastically? Of course, so does my operational expenses that we will talk in the next few points to come. So friends, this is what Franchise India really helps you pick up the right business for yourself. The fourth category, the fourth assessment that we do is peer-to-peer assessment. I'm pretty sure all friends who have joined us today would have done some kind of research yourself to pick up the right business. And probably you are getting convicted also, I should start and pick up this brand. But again, with Franchise India, we have not only one brand, but we got more than 10,000 brands in a kitty where we will help you make an apple-to-apple comparison, and we call it competitive advantage. So for instance, if you want to open a play school or a salon, so salon industry is one industry which is booming up very well, which grows half an inch every week. So salon, there are a lot of salons in the market, but what happens to the salon? Which brand should I pick up if I want to open a salon? So we help you not only with one brand, we help you make an apple-to-apple comparison with 10 more brands in the same industry, and then help you make a calculative, informed decision that what brand would be the best for you. Of course, when you're picking up the brand, very important comes is how the brand has been performing, how has been their penetration in the market, the brand performance and the penetration in the market. Of course, we help you evaluate. Of course, we do a LOI, letter of intent, and probably sign an NDA agreement with you, and then showcase you how the other outlets of this particular brands has been performing. How many open, what locations, what are their performance, have they closed down, what support are you getting? We make you talk to those people, and of course, so that you can get a conviction. So brand performance, looking at the past performance, is what we evaluate with you. Barrier to entry, any franchise model that you take, any outlet that you take would always come with a restriction and marking a territory for you and exclusivity for you. So is there a similar kind of business already running in this category? Is the same brand already have their presence in the category? Will it take me a pushback that I will not be allowed to enter that place again because they already have a presence in that market? What are the geographical cities, the pin codes, the location, the kilometers this particular brand will cover is what we help you do a deep analysis before you're investing your hard-earned money. Product offering differentiation is what we also emphasize, because Indian market is just flooded with everything. And but again, there are a lot of startups who are coming with the innovation part. So what is the product offering? The differentiation. So everybody probably is serving desserts, but what is the USP of a particular outlet that can really attract you? So probably sugar-free or maybe naturals. Of course, the brand naturals, but also the natural products which are being made. So what are the product offering, and what this brand really makes you different from some other brand that can really get you traction for the new consumer and the customers? This is exactly, we spend a lot of time doing the penetration on peer-to-peer assessment. The last, not the least, comes the assessment part, where we cover 7 points and spending a lot of time on brand assessment. I need to see, I'm sure you guys have invested in some shares, you would like to take up some investment over there, but before you do an investment, you want to do a credit check. You want to see the credibility in the market, how long this brand has been in the market. What is the legacy of this brand? What is the brand commitment? Are they just started up? But of course, I would like to know the people who are behind the show, and I'm sure that will echo what I say in Shark Tank. Shark Tank, after the boys and the young entrepreneurs, they give the presentation, and every question, the first question, of course, is asked to them is, tell me more about yourself. What is your past history? What have you done in the past? This is where we get most of the conviction. How since long how this brand has been there. So of course, we talk about the credibility, we let you know, we sit one-on-one and talk about the credibility in the market, what they have, how they can support you. I ask this question to a lot of people. Why do you want to take a franchise, and why not don't you want to start something of your own? Because if you start something of your own, investment would be less compared to take a franchise, because of course you have to pay a franchise fee. But again, the answer I get is, of course, sir, if I take up the franchisee, my risk would be completely hedged. I would be looking for standardization and sustainability, and the money I would be saving actually would not be saving that money anymore. Why? Because my investment will go higher on marketing and making that product. How this particular brand that we're suggesting you has ensured standardization and sustainability in the market. The biggest question that really comes up when we talk about standardization and sustainability is in F&B industry. How do you standardize? Are they just going to train you for the product and they help you buy anything from anywhere? So how do you ensure that the standards are maintained? Even the packing paper is standardized. And of course, McD's is the biggest example when we talk about, you've been to thousands of McD's, and if you open your burger, your patty, even the packing paper is the same quality. Why? Because they emphasized on standardization and sustained that since years. This is where we help you pick up the right business and evaluate you. Is this brand doing this? How much emphasis are they doing this on this brand or not? Operating cost, reinvestment. 65% of the reason a business closes is because of undercapitalization. We don't calculate the operating cost in advance. So again, as I was talking, if I'm opening a showroom, a big showroom, probably of 1,000 or 500 or 1,000 square foot area, I would rather now have to involve 5 people, 7 people paying their salaries. If I'm opening an F&B outlet and if I'm doing my own stuff, making my own stuff in the kitchen, I probably have to appoint a high skilled person taking a salary of 40 to 50,000, a high skilled chef, versus if I take a pedigree and a franchisee of a brand which has a supply chain where they supply everything from the centralized kitchen, probably my economics go down. I probably have to only hire mid-level people of 10 to 15,000 and my job is done. So operating cost, what are the operational costs? What are the rentals looking for? How are the salaries looking? How are the electricity bills looking? Because if you go in a parlor, of course, you have to have your air conditions on. So how are the operation costs comparative? How are the rentals comparative to that? Operating cost, margins, and return on investment. Every product, every industry has a uniqueness to offer their own margins and return on investment. So first thing what we talk about is, after understanding the brand, if I get a conviction with the brand, coming to the last part of finances, we look at how are the margins looking like. Now the margins that I'm looking alike will be, because if it's a FOFO model, franchisee owned, franchisee operated model, in that case, I have to bear all the expenses. I have to pay the rent. I have to pay the salary. I even have to pay all the operational expenses. Plus, I also want to take something home. And also in the end, pay a franchise fee. So franchise fee could be a product margin, could also be a royalty that I'm going to pay. So how much the margins are there, how much margin is there, we absolutely talk about in this part. When we talk about margins, what you can really make. We ensure that because we're going to get a business done, and legal absolutely comes as a part of it. If you're going to start a business, I'm sure you're going to sign some contracts with a brand. And of course, you would like to hire somebody, a lawyer outside in the market and pay them out, but not required, because Franchise India understands that very well. You don't have to go anywhere. We ensure that whatever business that we do, we are going to help you sign a legal agreement for the future, because everything which is told by the brand, we also would be ensuring that it is all written down in the legal papers, and to avoid any conflict in the future. Training and marketing support is something, because you're looking at a brand. So of course, you would want the brand to take over everything. So training, what kind of training? So if you're opening an outlet, maybe F&B, who is doing the training of the employees? Before the training even comes the recruitment. Who's doing the recruitment of the employees? Who is doing the training of the employees? Now the training would happen at my store, or do I have to send my employees at your corporate office to get them trained? If I have to send them there, whose cost? Same does marketing. What kind of support are you going to give me for ATL and BTL? ATL is something which has to happen at a pan-India level, which is expensive. Are you going to do it yourself, Mr. Brand, or I have to contribute on that? BTLs, if I'm doing BTLs, pamphleting and sampling and all, are you going to give me any compensation or discounting on that, or any kind of support on that? Is what we really talk about. Because everywhere, every step we take in any business, the small money start becoming very big, and really picks up the operational expenses. Don't forget, friends, 65% of the reason a business fails is because of undercapitalization. Risk hedging. Risk hedging is very important, because of course, when I'm start talking about a business, the risk is involved. But again, by doing this complete evaluation, what I can really help you is hedging the risk. Let's take a simple example of a retail industry, or maybe fashion industry. We all know fashion just walks out overnight. A fashion trend changes. So maybe I have a retail store, I'm doing very well. I have almost 10,000 or 5,000 SKUs lying inside, and the fashion changes. The products are not moving out. What happens to those products? It's a loss for me, and this is where I have already invested buying those products, and I'm going loss. So are you offering a SOR model, which is sale or return? Are you going to do a stock correction? Will you take that product back from me if it's not selling the shelf life and probably replace it with new one? Or are you going to do some discounts? And if you're going to do some discounts, who will bear the discount? Risk hedging. Because again, I have to ensure that whatever business I need to help you start with, the biggest part is the risk. Unsold inventory. What happens to that? So friends, keep post. I see a lot of questions already coming up, and just after one or two more slides, I'll start picking up questions also from the audience. And now after this evaluation, we follow a very simple methodology. And we have a very simple methodology. We don't follow any rocket science. We have a 4-step methodology that we do. The first thing after evaluation, after understanding you, especially after the self-assessment, what we do is we give you information. We give you information of the industry of which you have shown the interest for. We give you information of 10 brands. The second thing what we do is we now help you do an evaluation, because you're not going to pick up 10 brands. We are here to start with one. But what is the best one? Because I already showed you 10 out of best. How to evaluate that? So we follow a process called SOMF fit. SOMF. So we follow a process of evaluation by doing a SOMF fit, and we call it, where S is defined as strategic. Strategic would mean that your experience, your interest. So initially you were interested in different industries. I showed you 10, but probably you were not interested in maybe one industry, so I take that off. So strategically, S means strategic. O means operational. Operational would mean how much time are you going to give to this business? If you're not going to give 100% of the time, probably I'll suggest you an inventory-based business where you can track everything. If you're going to spend more time, probably I'll suggest your business, where the time involvement is more, because time would get you more money. So O means operational. M would mean market fitment. Market would mean that how big this market is of this particular industry or brand that you've picked up. And then further drill down, the segment, maybe somebody coming from Gujarat or Bihar, from the northern region. Does this brand has a market in that place or not? So the third, what we do is we do a segmentation based on the market fitment. SOM. And last is F, financial fit. We need to match your pockets. We need to match your investment appetite. So we now are already filtering down of 10 brand basis on SOMF. F would mean lastly would be financial. Is this brand coming in your budget or not? So maybe out of 10, we start funneling down basis on the evaluation. We allow less with 3 brands that I find, okay, these 3 brands I should be looking at. Now comes what apple to apple comparison. Or do your own business specialists who are dedicated for you only will now help you do tri-party meetings with the brand owner or the toppest official, the decision maker in that particular brand. We will help you do the site visits, because of course I would like to see the outlet. If I'm telling you this pizza brand is selling very well, is it true to believe? I need to make you that place. How is the kitchen operating? How are the products being done? I need to do an evaluation on that. So I help you do a tri-party meeting, either phone calls if it's not possible, then virtual calls, and probably lastly, before you really open the outlet, we would like to make you meet and go physically also to that particular outlet and look how the other outlets are performing. So that's a part of the tri-party meeting. This is also where the negotiations are also, and the deal are also structured, because deal making is the most important part when we talk about making up a business. The last, of course, the 4th step becomes a closure. So I started with 10 basis on SOMF fit. I remained with 3. Out of 3, we did tri-parties. We did a lot of traction on that, a lot of evaluation on that. And now I'm pick up my mind. I'm completely convicted. this is the right business for me, and then we help you sign a LOI, letter of intent, and help you also sign the agreement, because everything that brand has really suggested is what we're going to help you also draft in that particular LOI. I see, I'm very happy to see a lot of questions coming up, and just few minutes more and I'll pick up all the questions. In the meantime, please also drop your locations in the drop box, and of course we'll be helping you picking up the right business for the right location. Even if you have your own place, do mention what location do you have, how much space do you have, and we can help you find the right business for that place also. So probably a summary of what we do. This is what we call an investor advantage program. Why? If you register with Franchise India, it absolutely becomes an advantage for you. We don't want to acquire you. We want to give you advantage picking up the right business, because we are professionals in this industry specialists in this industry for past 25 years. So what we give you is 1 hour of self-evaluation, 1 hour of industry selection. So if it doesn't mean, if it's written 1, we only spend 1 hour. Of course, needed spend be more. 10 discovery days. So discovery days are those days where we make you meet and explore 10 different brands. I just don't want to tell you and convict you, ye le lo, only ye le lo and ye le lo. Rather, I would definitely want to give you 10 different options. Spend 30 minutes each understanding every brand. That concludes to almost 5 hours that we do. 15 days. So we have different packages, because packages or the involvement. So what you do is you hire us as a consultant, either for 6 months, 12 months, 24 months advisory services. We simply believe we are not in rush. It has to be informed and a calculative risk decision I'm going to take. Depending on the investment size, we have registration process starting from 6 months to 12 months. Under 6 months, we give you 10 brands. Under 12 months, we showcase you 15 different brands before you pick up the right business. We invite you complimentary invitations to daily knowledge webinars. So yes, friends, very proudly to say that probably I'm just looking at my watch after just at 12. Just at 12 minutes from now, we're going to start a webinar talking about launching a new brand in the market in the industry of electric vehicles. You can come on the YouTube page, you can come on the Franchise India page of Franchise India and see what's going to happen live, what brand is going to be launched live. So you come to know about that. Advisory session during the term period. We also help you with 30 minutes of legal advice, 2 hours or more of deal structure is what we help you. We also help you, although should not be a scope, not required, but post-deal mediation. And the first 10 members who are calling us, who are registering with us, will get one-on-one time with the management guru, Mr. Gaurav Maurya or Ms. Sonya Chowdhry, who is the managing director of Franchise India, and help you pick up the right business. So friends, different terms, because it's your money. Somebody tells me it's a huge money, I'm going to invest 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, maybe 5 lakhs. But again, investing 5 lakhs is a big amount. Plus, again, so what Franchise India has advisory, we charge you is 25,000 rupees plus GST for the 6 months of advisory services. So by paying to us 25,000, we ensure that we follow this complete 25 points evaluations with you, ensuring that your 5 lakh rupees are getting the highest risk hedged. 40,000 is what we charge for 1 year of advisory services. So if I talk about 6 months, if your investment size is up to 20 lakhs, we probably charge you 75,000. But of course, we will not charge you 75,000 at first go. The first thing we'll charge you is 25,000 for registration. And this is the amount you give us where we sign a non-disclosure agreement, which allows me now to share business opportunities of different brands and with these business models with yourself. Once we follow the complete process and when you've signed the LOI, this is where we ask you for the next, happily, we charge you for a success fee of another 50,000 coming up. So friends, more than happy to assist you. If you have any questions, please post it on the Q&A box and we can help you do that. Also, at the same time, I would like to invite you for the next session that we can absolutely do. Yes, so I'm also posting the numbers on the Q&A box and our email addresses where you can absolutely get back to us and we can help you pick up the right business for yourself. And let me do that for you. Okay, so again, our numbers where you can be reached is 97176 83838. I repeat, 97176 83838 are the hotline numbers, and we can be reached directly at feedback@franchiseindia.in. Feedback@franchiseindia.in is our email address, and we'll be more than happy to assist you pick up the right business. So friends, as the theme says, Naya Saal, Naya Business is what we are really learning on. And I would really want to help you guys. Our company would like to help you guys to pick up the right business and explore the right business opportunity. Do join us in 9 minutes for the next webinar that we are going to launch a new brand in the market. Be the first one to take the advantage of knowing the brand before it comes to the market from the EV industry if you're interested in. Thank you very much for all your time. The